And also, there's one thing. This movie was very much written, and designed as road movie. And when we were re-editing it right after COVID, I realized that he would fit what would fit the bad dream aspect of the movie, so slightly surreal aspect better would be to show very, very little scenes of the characters actually driving. We shot those scenes, but to just have them appear, go from one place to another, So like it feels like it's a journey in the outside world, of course, where they're trying to reach the safety of their home, hopefully the safety of the home. But it's also a journey inward in a dream that's darker and darker and darker, and it's very much Eros and Thanatos, in that scene. It's clearly threatening, but she seems to be offering him sex, and then everything shifts, and now she is a clear threat, or could very possibly be. So that's death and desire, that thing intertwined, is of course terrifying, because the social norms are crumbling before our eyes. And also there was one thing in that scene when some people in life, because of their visible issues, mental issues, or social disadvantages, poor people, for example, we don't listen to the voices that much. But what she's saying here about him is the absolute truth. She saw what he is, and she's telling him and us. And when we look at the protagonist that's behind them in the shot, so it's not clearly right here, it's not a close-up to him showing you, look at his reaction. But at the end of the scene, you will be able to see that he's always a guy who tries to defend people. Here, he's not even moving an inch. He's not trying to defend his father. He's just a little bit surprised, a little bit curious about how she knows what she knows. Because he knows that to be true, or he strongly suspects it. That's why he doesn't move an inch. And the look he gives his father, it's not a look of, whoa, it was scary, dude. It's more a look of accusation. What did you do to make her like that? And these little flashes shows what our main character suspects his father did, and what he, by the way, actually did. It's a movie from the shadows. And here, again, scary things happen outside of the frame, so that you can feel little by little that this whole world is crumbling, the menace is everywhere, and it's not always the focal point of a scene. This is just a little part of that we're seeing, but it's all around them. And since to me the movie is very much psychological horror, not in the useful, it's not presented in the usual psychological horror way, but it deals with a lot of deep fears that I had at the time, and that I thought many of us in our modern world that's way scarier than what it was 30 years ago. Many of us share. And this is, since the whole society is crumbling, the movie works from the get-go on destroying, on corrupting authoritative figures or reassuring figures. You know, there's a young academic man who looks very serious that suddenly attacks a woman. There's a cop that says, I'm not a cop anymore, and all the cops are just leaving the force. It's all going to shit and no one's gonna help you. And there's also that scene where you take the big sister, the protector, who kind of raised her little sister, who in front of our eyes starts to slip into some very dark state. And what she's, her monologue here, that's her deeply buried pain, the horror she had to survive that comes back to her. And she had buried that outside of her consciousness deeper and deeper, probably throughout the years. And now it comes back because of that disease that might be viral, social, or godly. And he breaks her sanity and it makes her a monster. We'll see that monstrous side in the other half of the scene.